Going on, man? This is Ice Enigma.
Yeah, and this is T Enigma, and this is Enigmas Unchained. Because that moment, Goku was like, I'm not stronger than this guy. Which I think is what really infuriates Vegeta. Is that Vegeta knew he's always been stronger than Goku, but for some reason, plot armor. But we ain't gonna get into that. We'll have a whole nother mini series on plot armor. Right after we do the dub versus sub. This is the beginning, folks. So we're gonna get in. Plot armor is gonna be torn apart because we need to talk about plot armor characters. Because Goku's one of the greatest plot armor characters.
Yeah.
Like so he's getting busted by Vegeta, and he just called out a random number, Kaioken times 10, and you like, so he can just say that and it just does it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. There you go.
Like plow armor, bro. This is a wonderful thing, man. Wonderful plow armor. It's like what would have happened if it just touched the earth and you had to like do something crafty? Nothing that would have been a better, but just making you stronger because you need it at the time. Plow armor.
Yeah,
bro. But still, the moment was dope though because Vegeta had risen the stakes to where when it came to the fight, it wasn't scary. I mean, it was scary because you're like, shoot, if Goku is not raised to the occasion here, and we got like to this day the best visual in Dragon Ball. Like nobody can say this ain't the best visual in Dragon Ball, which is the Gallic Gun and the Kamehameha clashing, the whole earth goes white and black, and our rocks are raising in the air, and the fact that they held it there for a moment, and Vegeta is at the top. You see him through the pink, and he's like laughing. Yeah, he's like, "Sucker, it is over." And you look at the bottom, you see the blue, and you see Goku in the blue. I'm getting chills thinking about the moment. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, one eye closed. Because he's straining, you know what I'm saying? He's like literally like he can't even do anymore. He's just, if I was like Kaioken, you're like, mother, he like,
and this is where sub and dub, this is the difference that comes in because in that very moment, there's a part where you can only catch it in the original. I gotta make sure I put this part in there. Mm-hmm. The original sub. Because if you catch this in the original sub, you won't catch this in the dub version. In no dub version will you catch this. Not even in Kai, on DBZ, OG, none of them. Only in the original sub will you catch this moment. So when Vegeta leads him into the air, he pretty much says, "This will end it all."
Yep.
Pretty much, this is the final moment right here. Rather I win or lose, this is gonna end it.
Yeah, like he was actually saying, "This is a Hail Mary." Like he was like, "I'm committing suicide. This is Pearl Harbor right now. Right. I don't care what happens after this. I'm been dishonored. I hate being dishonored, and I'm gonna take myself out and the dude that dishonored me." That was his mindset at that time.
Yeah. Right.
He was happy with the earth blowing up and him not having no protection. Because there was no ship for him to retreat in. No, before he had a ship.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And then the part where I call was the pause moment, to the point where you gotta rewind it and pause and just look at that screenshot, that freeze frame.
Yeah.
When Goku is powering up to counter Vegeta's Gallic Gun, the initial fire of Goku's Kamehameha, the intensity of him throwing out that beam, his eyes are whited out. He's got full flex muscle. I mean, his muscles are we're talking like Broly level muscles here. And that freeze frame moment, you can only catch it in the dub version. I mean, only in the sub version.
Yep. Yeah, like the dub did a good job at like trying to capture the moment, but they changed his verbal motive more into like he's just angry. Like I'm just gonna blast you all into oblivion. But it matched, but it just left out the fact that he was like, I'm taking all y'all with me, like a suicide bomber. Like he was like, I'm taking every last one of you with me. And Goku reciprocated the dread that you supposed to. He's like, oh shoot, I done pushed this dude too far. Like that feeling. Like you could see it on his face. He was like, oh no, I pushed him too far. And he broke Vegeta. And Vegeta was like, I never feel like this again. So at least that was his intent. He was like, I don't ever want to feel like this again. And he was like, if I can knock off everybody here, I'm good. And then the crazy part, what even adds to that moment is that when he failed, it's the first thing he did, Ozaru, it's a Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, if that ain't gonna work, if I can't blow up the planet, then let me turn into the mighty Ozaru.
Right.
And that actually has lots of strain on Saiyan bodies. So it's like I'm gonna turn into the mighty Ozaru, and I'm gonna wreck this whole plan. Once again, he has no escape plan. Escape plan gone. Goku gave him his escape plan back by hitting him with a spirit bomb.
Yeah.
Because if he had not disabled Vegeta would not have gotten on that in his little old pod, and he wouldn't have left. Vegeta would have blew up the planet with him on it.
Oh yeah.
He knew he wouldn't have survived. Though some parts of Dragon Ball lore always argues that Homeboy was on a latch outside in atmosphere when he blew up that planet. I'm not gonna lie. He was in atmosphere. He wasn't in atmosphere when he blew up that planet. He was in space, and I was like, "That's a space." I was like, "So can Vegeta breathe in space?" I mean, I was like, literally, like Vegeta's the GOAT. That dude can breathe in space too. But yeah, I think that was just a
that whole thing with the I heard that one too. But
yeah,
like this is where I say Toriyama is kind of running out, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because you're going to tell me that Saiyans can't breathe in space, but then you kind of confirm, without saying you confirmed it, that Vegeta did his Gallic Gun for space, and then you turn around in Dragon Ball Super and you got Goku and Beerus fighting in space.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, so it was weird. No, saying like they like well, it's because he's a Saiyan God. Saiyans still aren't designed to be in space and breathe. Cell made a very big deal about that, having freezer cells.
Right.
So I got freezer cells, which allows me to survive and all these. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then later on, Toriyama contradicts himself again. I mean, he has a whole level of contradiction in his writings. So yeah, like I say, plot armor ruins his stories because he keeps giving people plot armor, which breaks immersion. Like when Goku was able to throw up that times 10, his moment was still good, but to me it felt spoiled. Yeah. I know we were staying in Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball is a good, at least for right now, because Dragon Ball is a very good example of like doing good and doing bad simultaneously when it comes to moments. They'll do some moments extremely well, and then after that, it's not that good. Dub and sub, which we touched on the previous one. We talked about Pioneer Ocean and Funimation, Funimation dubs. We talked about those, kind of coming together and what that did to the creation of the dub version of Dragon Ball Z for America. And while we had like such terrible sound all the way through Cell Saga, but starting at the beginning of Frieza Saga through Cell Saga, why it was so bad, and how it was mixed bad and stuff like that. So, but any other animes you could think of that broke your immersion?
One Piece had a few of them.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. Hit me.
So it's more of like, okay, so if any One Piece fans out there, I know you probably already know what I'm about to say. So it's got to do with Luffy. Like, I get it that some of your protagonists are pretty dumb. I get it. But the level of stupidity that comes from Luffy, like, it makes me very hard to stay in that moment with him. because there was one where he was fighting. He's not a big time pirate that he was fighting. I think it was like the Foxy pirates, and so they're fighting, and the only thing this guy does to trick Luffy, he quote unquote disguises himself as the ship's mate. You can clearly see Foxy still being Foxy here. But the only thing that threw Luffy off was the fact that he had on lipstick and a dress. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I almost quit. I was very close to quitting One Piece that very moment. Because I lie to you, I do not lie to you guys. I stopped for about 3 days on One Piece. Within that 3-day time, I had to convince myself, go ahead and go back to it, finish watching it, because there were still moments in it where it was still good. I had to literally convince myself. The immersion got broken so bad to me at that point, I almost rage quit.
So once again, because I'm an avid One Piece fan, and but at the same time, I won't berate you for that, because I think that also deals with cultural differences too. The like how it breaks for like around cultural barriers, because that moment in their culture, being an aloof hero is Monkey King. So any, you look at any creation of a hero, especially in shonen, everything's themed after the Monkey King. Even Jin Moria is themed after the Monkey King.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Monkey King is the most prolific hero that they've ever written. So because of that, each one of their main characters, for at least for shonen, like Goku, Luffy, which is Monkey D. Luffy. You know what I'm saying? You got like Goku is a monkey Saiyan, you know what I'm saying? And Jin Moria, his style is like he moves like a monkey. So that aloofness, that goofiness, that unpredictability factor is sometimes it's very hard to co-op too, especially for a hero. Because even though Monkey King was revered as a hero, when you read the works, which I can't wait, but as a side note, I can't wait until they finish that doggone video game. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. That Monkey King video game coming from Asia. I'm like, yo, it's to the point, like it's almost written to the point in the middle of the epic of the Monkey King. And I'm like, can we just get this thing now? Because that's gonna be fire. But that's a side note. But it says every single character that they write feels like they're trying to recreate the Monkey King in a sense. But the problem is that for the West, our archetype for a hero is Superman. So we think, if you're gonna be nice and goofy, it's only to calm down children. Because that's what Superman was, a murderer. I mean, like, I don't know why people refuse to remember that, but Superman murdered lots of people in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. It's saying Batman did too. Batman used to roll around with a trench coat on. He murdered suckers all the time. It wasn't until like the late 60s and 70s when we got like the hippie movement that we actually saw them deviate from the Bat being one who kills people and Superman being somebody who don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Like they pulled that Bat. Well, a hero wouldn't kill people. In what literature you ever read in your life where a hero didn't have to murder people to protect other people?
All right.
So and that's always been my beef with that on the comic book side. But yeah, like in anime, that ain't really a problem because a hero a murder sucker. Hero. Goku broke Nappa's back and Harley had two breaths.
Gosh.
Harley had two breaths and broke that dude back, and he died. I mean, like, he would have died if Vegeta had thrown us behind the ass and murked him. He'd have been dead anyway. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
He broke that dude back, but that Monkey D. Luffy is an aloof character, and he's more aloof than Goku. I'm being like, and that's the way he was written. He was written to be more aloof, but he's more loyal than Goku.
Yes.
I will give I can bet you that's what pulled you back in. Is that like they always hit you with his stupidity, and you be like, God dang it, Luffy. You
Yes,
bro, why are you doing this, man? And
I
then
had so many like face palms, shaking my head moments with this dude.
you know what I'm saying? But then they hit you with the hay, and you see like somebody getting scrapped, and you see the white in his eye. I'm like, oh, yes. I'm like, okay, we ready now. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I'm with you on that. I understand where you're coming from. So rather than it being a dub sub issue, it was actually the way that the moment was written.
Yeah.
That kind of takes you into character construction. That's actually, once again, that's a very good point, MADJACK. Very good point. To consider dealing with the way that character is constructed. Luffy has lots of dumb moments.
Yes.
But equally, he has lots of heroic moments.
Like Luffy is I like to categorize different characters. I like to label Luffy as a pro con character. So reason why I like to label pro con characters is because what are some of the pros that makes me not want to watch it, but make me want to stay watching it?
Okay.
And the cons are, what are going to be some of the things that's going to make me not want to watch it?
Yeah.
Or not want to continue watching it. So when it came to Luffy, there was way more pros than there was cons. And trust me, there was a lot of cons. But the pros greatly outweighed the cons.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And like you were saying earlier, one of the pros was his undying loyalty to his crew. That was one of the things. Like, if you want to get me into an anime, give me a character that's very loyal to his friends or his partners or crew. I'm sold day one. You ain't even gotta give me an episode. Just tell me how he's loyal. Just tell me how he or she is loyal to his friends. I'm there. I'm watching it right now.
As instant as that's what happened to me too. Like my home, but I refused to watch One Piece until 2014. Like it was 2014 when I picked it up. And mine was because the dub was so bad. Like I watched it in dub first, and the dub 4Kids dub for One Piece was so bad. I was like, I just can't. My homeboy, like my co-host, my homie, Ice, he watched it anyway. He loved it. He's like, I know these characters' voices are terrible. The story is great. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I just can't do this voice right now. So I left. I let it alone. And then he urged me again, 2014, give it another shot, Trevor. Watch it because it was on Crunchyroll. He was like, just watch it on Crunchyroll, watch it in Japanese. And I was like, is it all in Japanese sub? I was like, okay, I'll try it in sub. And I was like, I watched the first episode, and I was like, this wasn't even the first episode in America. What the world's going on? And then that's when I realized, what the shenanigans that Funimation and 4Kids and them pulled to try and protect people from One Piece content. Because One Piece is morally and thematically one of the most relevant animes to ever be made, because Oda don't shy away from nothing. He don't shy away from nothing, man. I mean, he doesn't have to go Attack on Titan to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like no shade towards Attack on Titan, but I like we're getting into timelessness now because you deal with certain animes that are great, but they ain't timeless. Right. I don't think Attack on Titan will be timeless. Because the way that he applied his theme, is not something that I see people passing down. Aaron Yeager's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings which is what I wanted him to do anyway. Because I was telling you offline, how a lot of this stuff is dealing with Norse mythology.
Right.
And Aaron pretty much is Odin, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the story of Odin, like the Javi. For anybody that's been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you should have a crash course on some of this lore. So match the moments now. Right. Who are the giants, the Jotun, the Titans? You know what I'm saying? Like they can shapeshift into anything they want to turn into. They can look like humans. You know what I'm saying? The Jotun did the same thing. They could be wolves. Like Loki is Jotun. So because of that, he could change into different things. His wife could change into different things. Their son was Fenrir was the wolf. Right. You know what I'm saying? So all these things that we know categorically to be a part of the Norse mythology has found a way to creep into Attack on Titan, which for me, I have a mean philosophy for anime that it becomes timeless. If it's not original, on its own construction where it just kind of like borrows themes from other stuff, it won't be timeless. When it looks too much like something you've already seen, which is Attack on Titan, it's like no shade, but it's a better version of Blue Gender. The you know what I'm saying? That's like that's no shade. Blue Gender's trash, but this is what Blue Gender wanted to be. They wanted to be Attack on Titans, but they just didn't have the right and ability to do that. But one of my first rules in Enigmas Unchained is not talking about Blue Gender. But yeah, like but yeah, like that. The situation around Attack on Titan is like one move away from being a terrible anime. They don't have many other options to thrive. They have to keep shocking you to keep you in it. And because of that, because that's the metric, it doesn't feel like it was pre-written to be this way. I think that's the best way I can put that. My homeboy said it best in the first one, MADJACK. He said that when you watch Demon Slayer, you can see that it was written to be a complete anime. It's a complete story already written. When you watch One Piece, you can tell it wasn't a complete story that was being written, though it would still be timeless because it is easily passed down to multiple generations. But when you watch like Attack on Titan, you can tell it wasn't a complete thought. It was something. Homeboy had like a running sentence. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna get the Titans and we're gonna go through Moria on Wall, and he like, what do I do after that? Okay, and he turned into Crystal. What do I do next? Oh, hell, we can put the Titans in the wall, but what for though? You know what I'm saying? Like it kept being like a bunch of to me, it didn't feel like they were actually more connected as much as they were. He used shock to reveal stuff that he himself found out later on by his own story.
Yeah. Well, see, once again, my categorizing, Attack on Titan to me, like I love Attack on Titan. Don't get me wrong.
No, that's fire. Yeah. But
Attack on Titan is more like a fad. It's like here and now. That's why I like to call it a starter pack.
Starter pack anime.
Like, regardless, like
that joint hit different, man. God dang, starter pack anime.
Y'all listening to this podcast right now. I'm sorry to say, like, if you're hurt, sorry, not sorry, but Attack on Titan is a starter pack anime.
It is.
Because, like you said, they're kind of like thinking as they go. Like, all right, let's do this. So what are we gonna do when we get here? How about we do this part then? How about we do this? All right, cool. Now what? Let's like you said, let's put a Titan in the wall. So what they're doing is like what brings you back to Attack on Titan is the shock value. It's not the action because a lot of animes have action in them. So it's not the story. Not saying that the action is bad, not saying the story is bad, but that's the story and the action is not what's bringing you back.
Yep.
It's the shock value.
Yep. Every single time. Because
when one of the seasons ended, you saw a Titan in the wall. And that was your cliffhanger.
Yep.
So now to keep you coming back, you want to know about that Titan that's in that wall.
Yep. Or it was Aaron's basement. It was Aaron's basement.
With that key.
Yeah, with the key. It was the Titan in the wall. And we had to, and it's crazy because like look, Kimetsu no Yaiba, this dude right now is a standard bearer. I mean, it's hard because it wasn't. I mean, I'm not even gonna say it wasn't supposed to be that good, but as far as like how simple this story is, and the fact that he gave you the villain early, super early. He didn't hide it.
Early.
He did not. He didn't. I mean, I was like, when I was reading the manga, I was like, this sucker just gave us the villain before we hit 100 chapters.
Yeah.
Name an anime that you watched in the past like decade or two that actually showed you the villain off a jump. Like you ain't even had to go that far into the story to know who the threat. Because I thought it was like, it felt like it was gonna be a whodunit in the beginning because like, oh, his sister wakes up, she's a demon, so that means that this thing had to be something to give people powers to be demons. It's not just by bite. It's not like it's vampires. It's not that's the work. And Kimetsu no Yaiba, you had to get the cells from somebody that was a demon. And you think about that, I was like, oh, we probably gonna be going through this thing, gonna have to go through the city. No, He got into the city, saw the sucker, and was like, "It's you." And I was like, "Word, we just gonna go there now. we just gonna go in there right now, and we good. Everybody's good with this. We all okay? Are we all okay? If we all okay, I'm okay." And then
that was so dope.
It was great. I mean, like he had a whole family, and I was like,
right, he had a family. That's what got me. This guy had a family,
a whole family. Not like he got a wife and a kid.
A wife and a kid, dude. And then what made it even better was like he pretty much was saying like, okay, you're about to blow my cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna take this dude walking next to me.
I mean, like, it was great. I mean, it was great because one, we don't normally get a villain that has something that he wants to protect to stay normal.
Yeah.
That was what got me, was that like he was self-conscious as a villain. Right. He was like, does my skin look different? Does my skin look too pasty to you? And he killed a dude for that. Does my skin look too pasty to you? Does it look different? So you trying to tell me I don't look human? So you're telling me that I ain't good enough to be no human? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm not good enough to be. Okay. Take out these cells real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, normal people can only take about 2 or 3 cells. Let's see what happened in your behind. And she blew up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, that dude is self-conscious. That's a great villain. That he's actually self-conscious in a moment. And I said, and that level of villainy in most animes gets shirked over. Like they just like, we ain't got to worry about it. We're gonna give this is the villain that like we know. That's why Bokuno is great, because we were introduced to the main villain early in the first 25-30 manga. Yeah. We got to meet on Tomaru real early. Mm-hmm. Now all for one is, no offense, he ain't the main villain. He gonna get got. I'm just that's a spoiler warning. I'm just letting y'all know it ain't been written in the manga yet, but one for all gonna get got. He playing a dangerous game. This boy is not dumb. So it's like you keep playing with this boy emotions, he gonna swallow your behind whole. And it's gonna happen.
Yeah, side note, everybody, don't sleep on Shigaraki.
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah,
boy. I've read that manga. Yeah. There's a reason why Deku says in the very first episode, this is why I became the world's greatest hero.
The world's greatest hero. Yeah, like this dude. So he has to have a villain that matches that stature, right? In order for him to be there. And we're actually watching the tale of the tape for 2 people. We've been given every single step of the way. We've been given information. I always call him Tomaru because this is last there, but yeah, like that same man. Same guy. You know what I'm saying? But we're watching both of their stories happen simultaneously. Yeah. We're watching Deku go through all these trials and stuff like that to become a hero, but simultaneously we're also watching Homeboy go through all these trials to be a villain. Mm-hmm. The villain.
Pretty much they're both telling their both stories, but you're only seeing majority of it through Deku. So Deku is pretty much saying, this is how I became the world's greatest hero. Mm-hmm. Tomohiro Shigaraki is pretty much saying, this is how I became the world's greatest villain.
And it's interesting too, if you notice, so I'm gonna pause for a second. This is a spoiler alert for a lot of people that are watching the anime. We're not I'm just letting you know now, probably for the next 5-6 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know. We're gonna be talking about spoilers for Boku no Hero beyond the overhaul fight. So if you guys have not seen that, please skip ahead by like 10 to 15 minutes, so that way you won't get caught off guard. And this is just a case on why Boku no is timeless. It's gonna be timeless. So we had Stain. Right. We start out with Stain. Stain was a perfect first main villain that Deku and them had to scrap with, because he wasn't really a villain. He was misguided. Right. He was disenchanted. And Deku needed a stamp from somebody. He needed somebody to stamp him and say, this boy is a future outside of All Might. Stain stood up unconsciously and said, nobody can touch this boy. And I was like, that's a stamp. Yeah. That's stamp of approval right there. It's like Stain waking up unconsciously saying, I'm gonna kill all heroes, but he refused to let these monsters take Deku. He should have been okay with that.
And it wasn't the fact that him saying nobody can touch him. That's one of those things where it has double meaning. Like by him saying nobody can touch him, not only was he saying that y'all are not on this kid's level, he was also saying that leave this boy alone.
Yes. Yep. Like he ain't ready yet. He's been planted. He ain't ready to pluck yet.
Right.
You know, so he's like, he ain't ready to pluck yet. Leave this boy alone. Like we still watering this ground. Leave this boy alone. You know, so but Stain like just kind of like that was his last moment. And honestly, I'm not even gonna let that's what hooked me to Bokuno. Bokuno was dope. And you know, we going through all I'm okay because I get what he's doing because when he was talking to he did an interview in like 2016, 2017. And they were asking him questions about the story, and he's a nervous talker, you know, like I forget your boy name, but he's a nervous talker. And they were asking him, said, so what's something you would like your fans to know? And he was like, I just want you guys to really, really enjoy the anime. Because very soon I'm gonna take most of them away. And I was like, yeah. Damn. I said, oh, you one of them. You want him to, and it was crazy. I said to myself, I said, he's gonna do a time skip. I like when he said that, I said, time skip is coming, but we need an event to cause a time skip. We're getting close. Yeah. We're getting close because if he decides to not do a time skip, he's got lots of writing to do. But if he does a time skip, if he does a time skip and he just lets the events unfold, which is what's happening right now in the manga, with this level of destruction that's going on in the manga, if he go and then the fact that like, you know, what's your Endeavor's son is a villain, which we all kind of ascertain that, you know, like watching Homeboy's powers, we're like, this boy got to be kin to Endeavor and Todoroki, got to be. And so I'm the older brother. I'm the firstborn. And I was like, oh, you know, the way he maligned Endeavor, bro. I was like, this is perfect. Half of the stuff he was saying was untrue. The other half was right, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but he had just enough to shake the confidence of the people so that the people will stop believing in heroes. And I'm going to throw you this right here, man. I'm going to let you chew on this as well, on why Bokuno is going to be timeless. It shows you the uselessness of the hero culture. So once again, like this is how Oda got you. Oh, you thought this was about pirates. Oh, this ain't about pirates. Boku no Hero said, oh, you thought this was about heroes. This ain't about heroes. This ain't about heroes, Pimpin'. So I'm gonna throw you this right here and I want you to think about it for a moment. So why you think they have so many useless hero abilities? You ever thought about that? I did. Why you think we got suckers with tape coming out their arm out here fighting villains? Why you think that is? That's like no shade towards your boy. I think he's actually pretty all right. But that's a trash power. You got tape coming at your arm. It's like homie, no, that's trash power. 90% of the powers that you see in Boku no Hero are trash. Yeah, just no shade. You got Deku with all Mike's powers, all for one for all. You got Tomoro's ability of decay. You got Overhaul's ability. You got what's your boy with Ochika's it's Ares' ability. You get these specialized, beautiful, powerful abilities. You get but I don't know why I'm forgetting your boy name with fire.
With the thing
Bakugo. Yeah. I'm like, why do I was about to say Byakuya? I'm like, that's Bleach. But Bakugo, like his ability, you know, it's an interesting ability. You know, all these, but then you got these trash abilities. I mean, I'm talking about like utter trash. Yeah. And I'm like, why in the world is this sucker a hero? Like literally the whole time, I'm like, there's something wrong. I mean, I remember when I read the first 25 manga, I was like, ain't no goddamn way this whole thing gonna be about these people these trash powers. Well, are you caught up in the manga?
I'm up to where Shigaraki just decayed the city.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna show you a still from it's further along, but it won't ruin anything. But I just want you to see it with your own eyes because it was so good. I had to like literally screenshot it. It was that good. I was like, oh my goodness, it's a good shot. Like the way he drew it he's telling on himself now. He said, all right, now it's time to let y'all know what this thing is about. And let me blow this up and let me share screen. I just want you to see this whole thing. Share screen. And look at this. All right. I'm going to tell you what's going on. All right. So this is further along. This is the heroes. Now they have to go and do search and rescue. There's a bunch of heroes out here with useless powers. This is one guy. It's one guy. He's a hero. And we're looking at it from his perspective. He's looking at all this destruction, all this harm, all this hate, all this stuff that caused all this destruction, right? And we see the wind blow over the trees. We see the death of a particular hero. You will see soon who it is. Maybe I should find a new job. You see this?
Yeah, that right there.
That shot right there is when I knew in my heart what this dude was doing. He is showing you that overglorification of occupations that matter always cause this.
Yeah.
It causes these moments. It causes these moments to happen because people did not consider the gravity of what they were supposed to be doing. So everybody sign up. You know what I'm saying? I see this. I actually see this in anime and gaming. You know, you got everybody want to be a fan, but they don't really think about what these things are talking to them about. They're not thinking about what they're saying. They just, the art style. I want to get in a cosplay suit. You know what I'm saying? That's all these cats think about now. And I'm like, no, you got to think about it from a Japanese perspective. Yes, they have the things they got to make money with. Yes, they do. But these people come from a legacy of pain. Legacy of pain. If you look at the history of Japan, beyond the 1900s, like going back into like the tribal era, which is like not that long ago. That was like 200 years ago. When they still had groups that were like actually tribal. You know what I'm saying? Like in the woods, you know, like just having life, doing life. You know what I'm saying? Back into the feudal era when it was bandits versus the samurai. You know what I'm saying? They always have a history of pain. And also they have a very sober view on heroism because their heroes led them astray every single time. The samurai, right. You thought they were going to be the answer. They wasn't the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like you had the empire. The empire you thought was going to be the answer. It wasn't the answer. You had the age of the samurai. Because like, you remember the age of the samurai was ended by the Meiji era. You know what I'm saying? The Meiji era took the swords away. Which they were like, why in the world would you take the swords away? Well, because we cannot have a revolt from the people that we made. So they have a very hostile history with heroes. So we have All Might, who was a hero, but the more you look at him, the nuance of All Might, and this is gonna make some people mad, but the nuance of All Might wasn't really a good hero. If you really process what he did, he made a cap so high that nobody can match it.
Nobody.
Right. And people say, oh, well, that's because he was that good. No, he didn't even understand his own power.
Right.
He didn't even hear the voice of any of these powers that Deku was hearing. So he couldn't be the greatest hero. He focused too much on power. He was a dictator almost. But he smiled though. But he focused so much on power that's what made him into the great hero. All for One exposed that dude. Because if he could take that power away from him, he knew that homeboy wasn't going to be sober enough to investigate the rest of the powers he had in him already.
Right.
Right. So when you look at this moment in time, it's telling you this ain't about heroes. This is about conviction.
Right.
Anybody can have conviction.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be no hero.
I kind of saw the bottom left frame.
Yeah.
I saw that one coming, like, because I said I know exactly who that is.
Okay, good. I didn't want to say it. I mean, even though we spoiled him a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it either.
I don't want to spoil too much. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it. I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
It's hurtful because that was one of my favorite ones. Simply because, like, you know, that power can be yeah,
it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's
very interesting power.
It works on men and women. But
exactly.
It works on both sides, you know. So it's like it was dope, but he didn't do like a straight up kill shot on like multiple people. He took out key people and he maimed other people. The further you go along, some people just maimed. And And like why the reason why I think that will hold up is because when a person gets to that frame and they pause and they soak that moment in, it should make them rethink what they normally think is supposed to be popular. You know, like they made schools for heroes, and most of the hero schools made villains. This is the same thing that George Lucas did with original Star Wars. Original Star Wars, people thought it was about laser swords and stuff like that when it was about family. You know what I'm saying? And the destruction of family. Like what happens when you don't take care of your family? This is the result of what happens. You get a Darth Vader. Yeah. You get a misguided boy that literally was weaponized against people, but becomes a hero because he's doing the stuff they want him to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Rebellion versus the Empire. Because like honestly, Luke didn't have to be none of that. But he was weaponized by the rebellion to go out and fight a war that they said they were supposed to win, but they didn't have no plan apparently, because when you look at like the aftermath, there's no real good repercussions after the Empire fell. Right. It was better with the Empire around. So it's like, so can we just remove Palpatine and leave the Empire? Or do we just remove the whole thing? Well, we're going to take the whole thing out. Oh, okay. All right. So how are we going to do that? What's our infrastructure afterwards? Oh, we ain't got no infrastructure. I'm like, okay. To me, it's like the person who burns down the city or the people who storm the Capitol. You know, like it's the same mentality to me. It's like you didn't have a plan. You're just doing stuff, and you want to be able to say that you were there doing it. But when it's done, who's going to be the person to like help you come up with a plan and do leadership? No, you didn't have none of that. Okay, great. You know, so that to me is what I think that he's exposing in Boku, because he's letting you know all these people intimately. He's letting you know, because like what he's trying to do, he's trying to take you away from the fact that these powers are not that good. He's like, oh, get to know this person, though. Get to know this person's heart. And you're like, oh man, I love this character. And you're like, well, that character's useless though. And you're like, Sugar Rush? Nah. You know, it's like, nah, bro, I don't think you management material, you know? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's crazy how I like how with this anime, it's not putting one character above another. Yeah. Like even though their powers are on different levels, yeah, they're all here. And I like how even though certain powers are good, certain powers are useless, some of them are okay. Yeah. Some of them are freaking phenomenal. Yeah. But you can still connect with each and every last character. Yep. Every last one of them.
And I think that's what he excels at, though, is because he's giving you the right. He does that better than Naruto. Like I said, and that was my argument against Naruto. When we watched Naruto when I was younger, like 2004, 2005, when we were like literally, we made an anime club at our school, and we went in. Well, no, we joined the anime club when we helped enhance anime club at our college. And when we were like getting everything, the first three animes we picked were Chobits, Great Teacher Onizuka, and Naruto. Well, our first three anime we watched. It is my first animes I ever watched in full sub. And I remember when we were watching like weekly anime with Naruto and stuff like that. You know, our issue that we all ascertained from just the first part of Naruto that ended up becoming the albatross of Naruto was that they would introduce you to these characters. They play them that terrible soft music, let you know the swing is coming, and then after the swing was coming, everybody's supposed to have an emotional connection to Naruto. Mm. I don't watch this dude suffer his life, and I got to feel sorry for Naruto. Naruto's like the victim. Right. He's like this. It's like the Depression Olympics with Naruto. Every time like somebody else suffering, he's like, well, I suffered too. Then you see him on the swing. You know what I'm saying? Like it all the hurt. Nobody else can have pain except for Naruto. That's why I thought Pain was an interesting character, because he's like, oh, y'all suckers gonna know.
Right.
He was like, oh, y'all. Like, triple shot espresso of pain. All y'all suckers go. I mean, and I think that they screwed the pooch on that too, because they didn't have a good villain at the end. And this was, and I made this argument on the last podcast. I said I don't think Naruto is gonna be timeless, and people got mad. I got hate mail for that. But no, how you gonna say Naruto ain't gonna be timeless? Naruto is timeless. I'm like, in fact, y'all want to send me more hate mail? T-Enigma at enigmasunc.com. Yeah, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. But yeah, they're like, how you gonna say that he ain't timeless? All these great stories and epics. I'm like, yeah, but talk to a new kid about Naruto. They ain't interested. You talking about Yu Yu Hakusho? Oh, they interested.